Hey, it's Monday night, and you're here for a wine pairing and a football prediction with me, Francis. Thanks for tuning in, and if you're not subscribing, go ahead and subscribe. It's a fun time. Okay, so tonight's game is really not going to be that great, and if you're like me, you need to wrap gifts and or possibly buy more gifts, then tonight's a great night to miss it. Tonight's a great night to miss Monday Night Football. We're going to be seeing the 5-9 Saints traveling to Green Bay to play the 10-4 Green Bay Packers. The Packers are obvious win. The Saints will not have their quarterback, Derek Carr, and the Packers are in the playoff hunt, so they are super focused and they really want to get this win. Also, the Saints are not good, so there's that. Now, let's move on to the part that's a little more engaging. If you're like me, you need a glass of wine probably more than ever now because Christmas and all of the craziness that can bring, good and bad, is coming up on you. So tonight I chose a wine that was kind of from someplace that we have not had any wines from and from a style that we have not had a lot of. So tonight's wine is a rosé, and we've only had one other one, and this wine is from Australia. We've had no wines from Australia, and it is Children of the Revolution Rosé 2022. Now, this wine is actually a blend. It is a blend of Chardonnay, Colombard, which is a French grape that doesn't really occur that often even in France. I generally see it more in Mexican wines, and Pinot Noir. So that combination of those three grapes gives us this beautiful kind of a blushy orange color in the glass and in the bottle. One of the other things that's interesting about this wine, or actually there's a couple of things interesting about this wine, aside from being a rosé blend, the location is Southern Australia. So that could be any place in Southern Australia. Those are how the rules work. If you give a location like France or California, the grapes can come from any place within that location. You don't have to specify that it's Napa Valley or that it's Côtes de Rhône, So we know that these grapes came from somewhere in Southern Australia. And also, this is a vegan wine. Now, you may be thinking that, okay, is this an attempt to be trendy or what? But no, many people do not realize that there are often some animal products involved in creating wine. And the animal products I'm talking about are egg whites. Egg whites are generally used to remove impurities. For example, if you were cooking, it's very common to make a consommé, which is a very clear soup, by putting a raft of egg whites on top, and it will eliminate anything that is not that clear broth. Also, sometimes gelatin is used. Natural gelatin occurs in cow hooves. So if you're a vegan, you're really not going to want to be having a wine that includes those things. And the other thing that's kind of interesting about this is a low alcohol wine. This wine is 9.9% alcohol. Most of the wines that I've had to review have been between 12 and 14.5. So it's a significant drop in the alcoholic content, which means that you could have a lot more of it. It's a pretty enjoyable wine. I got this bottle for less than $20, so that was super helpful. On the nose, let's give it a little bit of a stir. On the nose, I'm getting a little bit of light floral. I'm also getting a touch of rose. Now, those two scents are very different. When I say light floral, I'm kind of thinking like lily of the valley or big white lilies versus rose, which has a very distinctive kind of a smell. There's also a smell of red berries in there. On the tongue, I'm getting strawberry, tart cherry, a little touch of that rose, and it's actually quite creamy. So it's a pretty enjoyable wine. And today I'm actually pairing it with something that's easy to consume because you're probably busy and you probably have a lot of cooking ahead of you for Christmas. And that is a instant fondue that I got from Trader Joe's. I'd seen it online and I was curious to have it. And this fondue takes only 5 minutes in the microwave. So that's pretty amazing. And it's actually pretty delicious. It has 3 kinds of cheese. It has the traditional cheeses that you would get when you're having fondue: Emmentaler, Comté, and Gruyere. And I just thought, you know what? These are a perfect choice for the game, as well as the perfect choice for me to have for dinner because they require very little from me. Okay, let's recap it. Let's go ahead and try this fondue. To be honest, I like the fondue a little bit better than the wine, but the wine is not bad. So if you have about 15 bucks, go ahead and try this. Give this a try because it has a taste that is not like most rosés that you get. And just in case you were wondering, I'm going to see you on Christmas Day because there are 2 football games Christmas Day as well as our standard Thursday game. Don't forget, if you're not subscribing, start subscribing. I'll see you on Wednesday. Cheers.